have to have a purpose in this life, Stacie. We are not in this life just to make money and look good and, having followers and be on the boat and going vacation. At the end of the life, 70 years, you leave this life and you look back, you said, what I have done, where is my impact?
Can you share who you are, what you do, and how you help people?
Thank you, Stacie, for having me. My name is Sairan Aqrawi. I'm a professional engineer, full time, working as an engineer with having a side business. I will call it a side heaven, not a side hustle. I don't like the hustle word because for me, it's a heaven, is the place that I will love to go. I'm a business coach for midlife women. What I do exactly, I guide those women who are seeking clarity and vision to their next life before retirement, after retirement, if they are staying home mom, or they just basically know that they are not fulfilled yet. They have a full time job, but they are seeking something inside them, which I call it hidden gem
Mhm.
or hidden talent. And I guide them towards that path in 28 days. And people ask me, why 28 days? Why is not a 1 month? What is 28 days? I'm going to get you to the clarity. The last 2 days towards the end of the month, you're going to be celebrating and partying.
Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction, Saran. And what we're going to be talking about today is empowering women that, are in their midlives, and you want to empower them to do something in addition to their careers, because I know that there are a lot of people that listen to the podcast that have careers in the corporate world. They have no intentions of leaving. They love what they do, but there's an opportunity to, I guess, diversify your passions, diversify how you help people, diversify even your income streams. So where would you like to start with this topic? I'm very, very, very curious about how you empower women to start a side business.
So when client approach me, they have the doubt and the ability, should I start a business? Am I ready or not? And they all come from the place of fear and doubt that, oh, I don't want to lose my job. I have a good paid job. I have insurance. I'm helping my husband. I'm taking care of my in-laws and my elderly parents. So I don't want to quit my job. And I always tell them, totally fine. I will never, ever ask you to quit your job. I'm just going to guide you through a process, asking you a couple of questions, maybe back in the days when you were a teenage, when you were younger, what you were really passionate about. What is that one thing that you really do it so well, you can be left in the room doing it for hours and you don't even feel the time and effort. I have to knock the door and say, Stacie, you've been in that room for 5 hours. What are you doing? I said, I didn't feel the time. I was painting. So, is it painting? Well, I don't know. So I keep asking a question. And as you know, a lot of people among lately, I had a couple of guys who I coach and mentor around hidden gem. Although I said business coach for women, I still get clients who they are male and they don't want to talk about the past. They don't want to talk about the teenage. They don't want to talk about when they were kids for whatever reason they have, which I respect. What I do instead, I ask them question. I said, okay, you are an IT guy, you make a lot of money. What are your hobbies? What do you do? You just watch Netflix or Super Bowl, football, or what are you exactly doing? So they go and talk about a couple of topics. And while they are talking, I don't say anything. I let them vent for hours talking about what they really love to do. The minute I see their tone, their body language, and their eye lit up, I know that they are talking about their hidden gem. They are talking about that talent that they buried inside. They have it for so long, but they've been busy with making a life, getting married, taking kids to school, making living, paying the bills, and that hidden gem never die. It's just been sleeping, hiding somewhere. What I do as a coach, I bring that hidden gem out and I encourage them to share it with the universe. Not just like you said, something is not all about the money, although the money is very essential. Stacey. I can say, oh, life is all dream, let's go and have fun. No, we still need the money to buy food, put food on the table, pay the bills, pay the mortgage, and all of that. But there is something more important than that. When you find that hidden gem, you feel that fulfillment, you feel sense of purpose, you feel that you have a purpose in this life. There is a call. There is a message you want to share with others. You are an athlete. You want to show the universe how great athlete you are. You are a writer. You
Mhm.
want to share your blogs with the people. You are a painter. You are an artist. You are a speaker. So whatever that hidden gem, you share it with others. It's make you satisfied. It's make you stop whining and complaining about your day job 9 to 5, and your boss don't like you and you don't like him either. So you're gonna stop whining, because when you finish that 9 to 5 job, you act and think like an entrepreneur and businesswoman or businessman, because you'll be thinking about the weekend, about my small business, about the networking, about the speaking gig. So your day job will be pay bills
Mhm.
only, and your side heaven, not gonna call it side hustle, is gonna be the place that you really thrive. And I'm not the only one who speak about this. This has been talking about in many books and author. You have Robert Greene talk about this in his mastery book. I think it's chapter 1. And he call it the life task. Each one of us have a life task. Sometimes if you are lucky, let's say like uh, very elite, the golf player, what's his name?
There's Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, he was, yeah, Tiger Woods was watching his dad being an expert playing golf, so he took the motivation from his dad. You might be lucky, maybe with like Tiger Woods, and find out your hidden gem early ages. 20, 30, you are lucky. But don't wait until you hit your 50 and 60 not knowing what you're doing, because that's going to be waste time and energy, and you're not going to feel that sense of impact and purpose. So you want to tap in to that hidden gem as soon as possible. Not by just overnight click. It's not going to happen by you calling me in 10 minutes and I'll say, oh, your hidden gem is this. Let's go and party. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not an overnight. This is why I say 28 days, because the 28 days I will guide you to gain clarity. After that 28 days, you have 2 days to party with your family, finding your hidden gem. After that, I need you to focus on that hidden gem. So, all I did for 28 days, I help you to gain clarity. If you are not clear where you're heading, don't even start. Don't even call me. Don't even hire me. Because people come and vent after one session. I know they are just here for venting. I'm not a venting machine. I'm here to guide you to take you from A to B to C to D and Z.
Mhm.
After the 28 days, when you gain the clarity and you know your hidden gem is writing, is whatever it is, it's making things, handyman, whatever it is. After that 1 month, I want you to focus, because without you focusing on that hidden gem, you are not doing anything.
Mm.
You need to you need to
Yeah.
the clarity, then you need to start building. It's not the passion, it's the talent. Because I feel passion is like motivation. It's very temporary flavor. It's only take you somewhere. But what is really giving you the big result and action is the consistency and taking action on that passion. So it's the skill that you gain while you are going. So you can't just say, I'm passionate. Oh, I love to paint. Okay, are you painting? No, I'm thinking. Because the human mind, we are very receptive about things that really attach our emotion.
Mhm.
Like when I see myself that I don't feel the time when I speak or write or I coach midlife women, that's telling me a proof that that's my hidden gem. Yes, I'm a good engineer too. I can solve math equation, I can design whatever you want. But at the same time, my hidden gem was somewhere else that really outside my 9 to 5 job. So yes, a lot of people can do that if they are really digging in, if you really insisting to know that hidden gem, you can really work on it and you can bring it to the service and share it with the universe.
I think just digging deep and having clarity on that, because as adults, we can forget the things that we were passionate about before we became young adults. Or maybe as a young adult, maybe you love to play the guitar or the piano, or you love to sing, but that just fell away and you stopped doing it, and you knew that light lit you up, but you just stopped doing it. And you helping them find their hidden gems, I think is so important for them to find exactly what it is that they can do that they absolutely love, that it just comes so easy to them. And that's the remarkable thing, is like the things that we're the best at that comes easy to us. Sometimes we don't know it's something that we could make a living from, we can generate an extra income from. I'll use myself as an example. I was already running a business. My hidden gem has always been being fascinated with stories, people's journeys, being able to have this podcast as another branch of a way to not only help, share the message with people, but to connect with people, learn about their stories and how they help people. I didn't think I could just earn income just
Yeah.
talking to people,
Yeah.
and spotlighting people. But here we are.
Yes.
And I love it that you are the one that's going to help them find the thing that they are going to fall in love with again. And you also mentioned that, some people have hesitations or fears, and they think they have to quit, their corporate career or their job. And I love it that you're not encouraging them to do that. Like, it's up to them. If it's their vision, if it's something that they want to do, great. But you're not there to pressure them to do that, which I think is really important, because everybody's different. So I think the people who want to keep their jobs, their corporate careers, their profession, whatever it is that they do, in addition to having a side business, I think that is great, especially since 2020 happened and, the world shut down and a lot of people were at home and a lot of people didn't know what to do. But the people who had side businesses already knew the assignment. They already knew what to do. I strongly believe like just the old way of doing life is just breaking away. It's disintegrating. It's not working. And it takes all of us as a collective to make those changes. And I love that you are a part of helping people make those changes, because we
Yeah.
we need a new direction for this world. We need to come together, and I think finding our passions and doing what we love, I think I know it sounds very simple, but it's something that can definitely make a difference.
It's like you said, it's a process. When people approach you, you don't want to scare them from the process. So if they are having a day job, if he's in IT and he's making good money paying his bills, you're not going to suggest him to quit that job with the security and insurance so he can start a
Mhm.
painting hobby he has. You're not going to ask him that. He's going to gain clarity with you as a coach. You don't want to scare them. But when he become a great painter and he sell each art for $1 million, he's going to quit the job himself. He don't need you to tell him to quit the job, right? There's a lot of actually authors. There is one I read, there was a female saying she was a waitress and doing another job until her second novel hit, big money. Then she quit her job. So she was not an author from day one, not from the first book, not the second book, maybe the third book. She get rich, said, you know what, this core genius, this hidden gem, paying me million, why I'm a waitress, why I'm doing an IT job, right? The more important things I tell my client is, if you decided to start a side heaven, not a side business, as a side heaven, if you don't find joy, don't even start. I don't want you to be miserable, stressed out, and burn out. Because when you burn out, that side business will not be a side heaven, will be a side, killing all the soul, all the inner peace you have. So I ask them, if you lose the joy, that's mean that's not the right fit for you. And not everyone, Stacie, you know that very well. Being in this business, not everyone meant to be a businesswoman or businessman or an entrepreneur. If you are not willing to take the hit and the critic and the mean comments, I mean, can I write a book about those? What I receive? Million thousand, why? She's an engineer. What do you mean you're doing coaching? If you really know what you are doing, you're not going to listen to those noise will still be around you. You left the corporate having the podcast and you've been doing very well in what you're doing. If you didn't have that joy, you will never continue. If this is was something that I force you to do it, you're going to say, I'm not doing it. But because you are bringing joy to yourself and impact you and others, you are continuing doing it. So coming to the podcast, meeting me and others, this is for you a heaven. You going to the park, you walking, you exercising, because that's what you love to do. This is your hidden gem. But if this is something that you gotta do it to pay your bills, this is not your, this is not your talent. This is your, not your hidden gem. So if the joy is missing, you have to look for something else.
I couldn't agree with you more. So I'm curious, how did you find your side heaven? Like what is your journey to finding your side heaven? Because you're here, you're helping people find theirs, but I know it started with you finding yours. How did that start?
It's funny how it started because it's it showed that I'm not really smart, although I'm an engineer, right? So I was doing my master, getting ready to do my doctoral program at George Washington. And while I was my first, semester in my doctoral program, I was asked to speak at one of the younger girls engineers platform to, talked about what is the work look like when you graduate from engineering school, kind of motivating those girls after graduation. Should they go for their master, continuing education, or just hit the workforce and start doing engineering? So after I finished, the head of the program called me and she said, "Oh, the girls loved you, Sairan. You're doing very well. Oh my God, I can't believe same school. You happen to be a coach." She said, "You happen to be a coach." And I'm like, I thought I'm smart, but I guess I was not. I thought she's talking about coach, meaning athlete coach. So I said, "Yeah, I was a swimming coach in my 20." And she's like, looked at me. She's like, "No, no, not that coach. I meant, are you a life or business coach?" I said, "What is that?" And this is 2017. And she said, "You don't know what's life?" I said, "No, I thought coach is, I was a swimming coach." She said, "No, no, no, no. This is totally different. This is an ICF certified coach. You get set of skills and training, you be certified, you become an ACC." She made me curious. While I'm still student on my doctoral first semester, I went to ICF, I looked it up, I fell in love with the mentoring program, I fell in love with the classes. I put my doctoral in freeze, I never finished it, I never looked back. So this is how I found my hidden gem, by one incident. I spoke at one platform for younger engineers, and I found out that, you know what, I think I can do better than just solving math equation. I can help younger women to find their talent, to find their call, to find their purpose. You have to have a purpose in this life, Stacie. We are not in this life just to make money and look good and, having followers and be on the boat and going vacation. At the end of the life, 70 years, you leave this life and you look back, you said, "What I have done? Where is my impact? Did I make any difference?" So me being in this life, is, did it make any difference? Or I was just another number adding another corporate, employee, another engineer solving, math equation. No, you don't want to be one of those. And I can see someone like you don't want to just pass by to this life and saying, "I done it all. I make money, I pay my bills, my kids in school, life is good." No, life is not good. If you are not leaving an impact, life is not good. You better to find something that qualify you to leave an impact to other people, because we all need each other's. We are in this life to help each other's. That's the only purpose we are in this life.
Powerful, powerful. Yes, I agree with you. Um, yeah, like me leaving corporate and doing this since 2008. Like before then, I didn't even know it was possible. So my incident was totally different. I almost died. I ended up having a near death experience. My liver became my body became septic because my liver wasn't detoxifying, doing the detoxifying that it should do. And I had to stay on bed rest. And I thought it was only going to be 4 months, 2 months, 3 months. It was almost a year. So I had to figure out how to bring in income so I could have a roof over my head for, my oldest child. And I was the breadwinner when I was married to my first husband. And I discovered the whole online world. I had no idea it existed. And back then in 2008, it was really
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was the Wild West.
yeah. It was.
And but I was fascinated by it. I haven't looked back since. And I was great at whatever job that I did. I did a lot of job hopping up into my last corporate job, which was, well, it was government job, really. UT Science Center in San Antonio, psychiatry department as a data management research assistant, entering in all this information from clinical trials for certain medications that were already approved by the FDA. But the doctors wanted to get them approved for, help with alcoholism and drug dependency and stuff like that. I was great at that job. I had all the benefits. It was the job that I could have retired at. And I wasn't happy there. And I thought there was something wrong with me. I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I have the job that we all strive for going through school. I wasn't happy there. And then me getting sick forced me to see another way. You having that speaking engagement with the girls that were wanting to figure out what their lives were going to be, what they wanted to pursue. You realize, well, from that one encounter about you being a coach, it opened up a new perspective for you. And here we are. And it's like those instances can change your life. Like, I know the work that you do can change the trajectory of people's lives. I know the work that I do does too. And I agree with you about, like, I'm 47, I'll be 48. And I spent up until my 30s, still kind of finding my way, and now I've been really solid for like the past 6 years, 8 years. And I know that I'm midlife, I hopefully I can live into my 80s, but if not, if I go tomorrow, if I leave this earth tomorrow, I will be happy with the impact that I've made in people's lives, the people that I've connected with, the work that I'm trying to do, because it's meaningful, it's purposeful, because you're right. The money, the material stuff, it's nice to have, but
Is that
they're
every?
just things,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, there's more to our lives.
Yes.
And we need each other.
Yes.
There's already so much division in this world, and I want to be surrounded by the people who aren't trying to play into being victims, who are wanting to continue to further divide us as
Yes.
a human race, to
Yes.
not. And I also want people to, and I know you do too, is to help them see their power. I mean, my brand is unleash your ambition. Like, get it out there,
Yeah.
you know, get that out there, because that's what's going to help you get on the path to, living your version of an incredible life. So I really love the work that you do and how you help people find that, because it's completely life changing.
Yes, and you talked about the word branding is correct. I mean, what is your uniqueness? What is the thing that you are doing in your podcast that different than other podcasts? There's million of podcasts. What you are adding to the audience? What is your guest is adding to you and your audience? It's a mutual. It's both way. I learn from you. You listen to me. I listen to your story, which is very powerful. You're talking about that's the thing stimulate and is that change your life is when you become breastfed and sick. This is how you know that you have way more to offer. So that's exactly what people, when they approach me, they have that doubt and fear. They ask the question and they said, okay, I have everything. I said, tell me what's everything. I have the perfect wife. She's staying home. I make a lot of money. We have $2 million house. We have many cars. We have saving account. I have boy and girl. Life is good. Health is good. Okay, what is it? I don't know. I just don't feel happy. What do you mean? No financial issue. It's just when I get home, I have no mood to do anything and I have no mood to go to the work the next day. So then you ask them other question, what is missing? I keep saying, what is missing? What is missing? They said nothing, nothing. Okay, then why you hire me? You keep saying there is nothing missing. And I tell him towards the end, I said, I'm a ACC. I'm not supposed to put words in your mouth and telling you what's missing. But I'm sorry to deliver the news to you. What's missing that you have no impact. You just say another human being, you show up and sleep and eat and the days go on and on, the routine, the same thing. He said, what does that mean? I said, Have you done anything to others? Did you volunteer? Did you make somebody's feel better? Did you give money away? Did you give your time away? Did you give your energy for a good cause or a good purpose? No, of course you don't feel happy because you are just a selfish human being who are just eating and, you know, doing your daily activity as we go. Where is the impact? And branding here, when it's talking about your branding, when you said it's like, I think who said that? Jeff Bezos. He said branding is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. Totally true, right? Who better to say than Jeff Bezos, right? Himself. Because what you do right now, the impact you give me and the audience, it's exactly what people talk about it when you are not in the room. They say, Stacie did this, you did this change, you did that. So that's what distinguish you and differentiate you from others entrepreneur and podcast, because you gain the clarity what is your impact is. You are not leaving this world until you know for sure if you make a change with one person, you did the job.
There's so many ways that we can make an impact, and I just love what you do. So I know we're almost out of time, but I want you to come back. Where can they connect with you outside of the podcast?
They can find me in LinkedIn, Sairan Aqrawi. They will see most of my LinkedIn, activities, engineering, because I'm still full-time engineer for the authority. But they can, business-wise, as a coach or consultation or speaking gigs, they can reach me through Instagram, Sairan Aqrawi, one word. It's a public. They can send me a text. If they mention your name and your podcast, they will get a complimentary 1 hour session with me, which I charge good money outside, but with your mentioning your name and podcast will be free, complimentary to them. And I can answer any question they have. Most important, they need to come to me when they are clear what they want. I not taking calls. People just want to chat and coffee. I'm not a friend, chatting in the coffee shop with you. I'm a coach who are driven by result. And I don't take client unless I know for sure I will deliver result to them. That's I am confident. I'm an engineer who my brain wire to find a solution for a math equation. I can find a solution for your life obstacles.
Love that. Okay, so for those of you watching and listening, all the details will be in the show notes or right below this video to connect and take advantage. Those of you who are ready to take action, ready to make a change, you want to make a change, that you're not going to sit on this, you're ready to go, connect with Sairan. Before we close out for the episode, I'd love you to share final words of wisdom for that man or woman who is watching or listening to the podcast and you've really gotten their attention, but there is still that feeling of, I don't know if I can do this. What do you want to tell them?
Men and women, like you said, midlife, young, old, it doesn't matter. If you know what's your impact, what is your call, go for it. Start small. Don't start if it's just a wish or a dream. Start if you are consistent and if you have the discipline to do the work, it will get better as you go. Just start. Don't plan for so long. Don't hesitate and put the fear on the side. Just start your side business, have faith on yourself, and discipline.